Fire friends, what is going on today? Yes, as the title probably gave it away, we're going to be talking about the Howl R4, and not to be mistaken with the recently updated Howl R4 Mark II. No, I've been testing the R4 now for the better part of 6 months, and this is going to be a follow-up to my R1 video, which I think I released, last month or the month before. So this, of course, is indeed the big brother to the very popular Howl R1 fire pit. Now, if you've watched that video, I think I mentioned in that video, I got rid of all my other fire pits because these literally are these fire pits are absolute units, and they put out a tremendous amount of heat. The safety that they have baked into these things, no pun intended, is absolutely off the charts. And living in the state of California, where we are we're constantly on a fire ban, these fire pits that these guys have created here are nothing short of extraordinary. So what I'm going to be doing here, for the sake of many of you who may be clicking on this video, this may be your very first video that doing a little research on the R4. I'm going to cover some of the specs and details, and along the way I'm going to share with you some of the things that I like, and at the end I'm going to give you actually some pros and cons about the R4. Now again, I've done over the last 6 months. My brain rebooted there on me for a second. I've been reviewing this over the last 6 months. And again, while they have the R4 Mark II out there, I think the difference is between the Mark II is it has foldable legs and it's slightly lighter. But I'm going to still share because I think this review is very important because the mechanics inside this thing is the same. So if you're considering a Howl R4 Mark II, well, with the exception, this one doesn't have folding legs, and this one is slightly heavier, 34 pounds versus the 27 pounds. This is going to give you a good start, a good idea if this is the right fire pit for you. Now, let's start off with the elephant in the room, the extreme heat output. You're talking about a fire pit that has over 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit operating temperature. Now, this is what really, for me, truly separates the Howl R4 from your typical propane fire pits. At over 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, it produces genuine warmth that you can actually feel in the cold, windy, wet conditions. Matter of fact, this past weekend we were up in Big Bear, and it was exactly that. Cold, wet, windy conditions. And this thing didn't skip a beat. Matter of fact, the flames are going sideways at some point because the winds were blowing that much. But on topic, it's more like a real campfire than a decorative frame. And also, one of the things that leans into that, of course, is a high output propane system, up to 62,000 BTUs per hour. Now, the R4 fuel delivery system is tuned for maximum heat rather than just flame appearance. Now, the BTU output means fast warm-up, strong radiant heat, and consistent performance. Now, this is true even in conditions would normally snuff out lesser fire pits. Now, let's talk about what makes all of this happen. You have a triple burner design. So you have two barcoal burners, which are the red glowing pipes on the side that you see one of these things in operation. And then on top, you have a A-frame burner. Now, the dual barcoal tubes generate an absolute intense radiant heat, while the central A-frame adds more of a kind of a visible flame height and ambience. Now, the combination really packs a punch and delivers both function and atmosphere without sacrificing efficiency or, of course, what we talked about earlier, the safety. And of course, this actually has, for a fire pit of this size, it has a impressive burn time. You're talking about 6.5 to 10 hours on a standard 20-pound propane tank. Now, full blast, you're going to see close to about 6.5 hours of runtime. In dialing it back, throttling back the fuel consumption on this, you can stretch it out to close to 10 hours. That's more than enough for a long evenings at camp without consistently worrying about fuel. All right, let's shift gears and talk about weight. I think this is lightweight and portable. At 34 pounds, again, the Mark II, the new one, is 27 pounds, but this one I have right here at 34 pounds, the Howl R4 is easy to move from your vehicle to your campsite or reposition around camp as conditions change. It's light enough to be manageable, heavy enough to feel solid and stable. Matter of fact, I use this as often cases as a step to get into my truck when I'm either loading or unloading things in there. Now, I will say this. Many of you may say, well, Alex, 34 pounds is not light. Well, you know what? I think that's perspective. If you're comparing it to the R1 that's just 10 pounds, yeah, there is a considerable weight difference between these, but there is a big difference between what one does and what the other does. And so I think moving it around camp is quite easy. You have a big beefy handle, and generally what I do is I'll have the heater in one hand, I'll have a propane tank in the other, and it kind of levels things out. Or you can just carry it like this, whatever floats your boat. But I think it's very manageable when you factor in, again, the amount of heat that comes out of this thing here. Okay, let's talk about the compact footprint. Again, I'm talking about a big heat signature that comes out of this thing here, and the unit itself is only 22.09 inches by 16.24 by 12.73 inches. Now the R4 really packs serious heat into a relatively small form factor, making it super easy to transport and store, still providing a large effective heat zone once it's all fired up. Now I will say this, if you are, speaking of the heat signature with this, the R1, so if you're a solo camper, you're predominantly heading out during the summer months and so forth, the R4 is going to be overkill for you. Get the R1 if you're only going to get one fire pit. The R1 is, it's actually one of my favorite fire pits, bar none. It's considerably smaller, again, 10 pounds weight-wise, and it just punches a big punch. Whatever, I'm going to go with it. Anyways, it punches way out of its weight class. This one, however, if you are somebody that is going out with large groups or you're constantly heading out in colder weather, the R4 is absolutely, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's a unit. It is something that should be considered a must-have. So if you can swing both, well, have the R4 for your fall and winter months as you're heading out, or when you're out going to be in larger groups. And the smaller R1 is fantastic for solo camping or more mild conditions and so forth. Now let's shift gears and talk about the tall wind resistant flame, and that actually goes up to about 24 inches. Now the flame height adds both warmth and visual impact, and the burner design keeps it roaring even in gusty conditions where most propane pits are going to struggle. Now, as I mentioned, I've been in some pretty windy conditions, and I would have to say this past weekend up in Big Bear, it was probably one of the windiest conditions that I've been in this thing. Again, at points, the flame was going complete sideways and so forth. And again, the design of this fire pit really did well, and the flame never went out. You have an all-weather performance, so rain, snow, and wind. Now, the Barcoal and A-frame burners are fully self-draining. So even after days of rain, snowfall, the system lights right up. Brush off the snow on top of this thing, turn on the gas, and you're back in business. Now, actually, one thing I do want to point out here, and technically I should have said it a moment ago, you do have the ability, you have two knobs on this thing, so you can either control the flame on the top or the bar coals on the side there. So you have the ability to adjust both. And that's going to impact, again, how long of a burn time you're getting out of this and where the heat is actually coming from. Now, let's talk about the altitude independent combustion. So this thing operates at all elevations. Thanks to the primary air combustion system, the Howl R4 maintains clean, complete combustion regardless of the air density. So whether you're at sea level or camped high in the mountains, it performs all the same. I've seen absolutely no difference with this. And best of all, leave no trace operation, no ash, embers, or sparks. With no ring fire, ash pile, or floating embers, the R4 keeps campsites clean and discreet. It's perfect for protecting sensitive areas and keeping your favorite spots looking untouched. And this is especially for those of you in a burn ban area. It's friendly and certified, UL certified. With no sparks and embers and full UL certification, the R4 is legal to use during burn bans across the US and Canada, which makes it a reliable heat source when wood fires simply are allowed. So earlier, I've been talking about the construction of this thing, and I feel I want to swing back around this. So you're talking about a premium overbuilt construction, 304 stainless steel, aircraft aluminum, brass. It's built entirely high-grade metals. The R4 is designed to handle hard use, rough weather, and years of adventures without flinching. These guys did a great job. And speaking of which, these are made right here in the United States, actually more specifically the Colorado Front Range. From the design and fabrication to assembly, testing, packaging, everything is done in-house in Colorado. Something, when you think about it here, is increasingly rare in the outdoor gear industry. And the cool thing about this is when you buy one of these Howl fire pits, you're supporting jobs right here in the United States, right specifically in Colorado. You're supporting the economy right here. If you need help, customer support, or whatever, you're reaching somebody right here. Now, it does include an 8-foot regular 8 hose. Now, the hose gives you the flexibility in placing your propane tank pretty much where you need to have it safely away from the heat while keeping setup simple and clutter-free. And repair and friendly ownership and practical warranty. So scratches and dents are expected and embraced. So you look at mine's all beat up. And then again, I'm stepping on him, I'm throwing him in the back of my truck, and that's my job. I beat the hell out of it so you don't have to. But if anything does affect the performance or warmth, the company stands behind the product with repair replacement options. Repair or replacement is free if it's a manufacturer defect. All right, now let's shift gears into pros and cons. I got to start with the pros. The pros for me is it's simple. This thing does what you expect it to do. If you're out in a cold climate and you want to be able to warm up, what you want out of a fire pit is to do that, to be able to get around there and to put out enough heat to keep you warm, get you warmed up. And this thing really does it in style. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I really admire the build quality. I know many of the fire pits that I've tested in the past and so forth, from a build quality standpoint, they can't come anywhere near this. And I gotta lean into, I really love the company is hypersensitive in terms of the safety that they are putting into these fire pits. Again, with the increasing number of horrible, devastating wildfires and so forth happening all over, having safety, having a company that's putting safety first is really, really important. How really steps up. I had an opportunity to speak with the owners earlier last year. Geez, I had to remember that we're in 26 right now, and had quite a discussion, and they were really adamant, and really the discussion led into the safety and why it's so important to them. And so I really admire what these guys are doing. Now, let's talk about the cons. And honestly, I think for some out there, the price is going to be a sticking point, a possible con. So I got to bring that out. But at the end of the day, when you factor in, I'm going to call this a soft con, because when you factor in what this thing is and what it is not, what it does and what no other fire pit on the planet does, that gap from where some of the other your fire pits are and where this one at, it starts closing really, really fast. This is a fire pit that's potentially the last one that you'll ever need to buy. So from a cost standpoint, I think, now, while they did send this to me at no cost to test and so forth, I have to be upfront with you. Do I feel this is worth it? Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those items in your camping kit that I think is well worth to flex the budget and so forth, because at the end of the day, again, if you put a high value on, keeping warm, something that's dependable, something that's just going to last and do what you need it to do, this thing does a great job at it. The only other thing, other than the price that I have to be transparent with you guys on, I'm going to say, and actually, before I say my last con there, if the price point of this one is a little high, I would recommend start off with the R1, the smaller one. And I kid you not, that is, again, as I've echoed over and over again, it's a small axe chop big tree. But if you want a big heat signature, go with the R4. It's worth it. Now, the only thing that I don't like about the R4 is on the bottom where you're plugging in your propane line there is a yellow grommet that you stick over the little the metal nipple that comes out of the bottom with it, and that's designed to keep stuff from getting in there. Now, there's no tether holding that thing to the bottom of the fire pit. So you usually set it down, put it in your pocket, and I am absolutely surprised I have not lost that thing. Now, I've come close. I've gotten home, and I keep all my stuff in a storage, and emptying out my pocket, I'll find it. I found it once in the washing machine because I forgot to take it out, and so I just have to remember. I usually have like my kitchen dishes and so forth that I will clean in the house, and then I'll bring back, and I'll have to set the little plug on that to remind me to bring it out with me. But other than that, there's nothing I dislike about it. Now, before I close this video off, I want to echo what I was saying earlier. I was on the Howl website a little bit earlier, and I didn't notice the original R4, the one that I have on the site. I did see, of course, the R4 Mark II, but I'm still going to push out this video because I've been testing this thing for the last 6 months. So as I understand, the technology inside the R4 Mark II is still the same. It's just a lighter unit, and the legs are now retractable up underneath it and so forth. So making this review still a very powerful one to get an understanding and to get a feel whether these Howl fire pits are worth your money. So you have my recommendations, folks. These guys did a great job, and that is going to wrap up this video. Look, friends, it's always a pleasure. It's an honor to have a few minutes of your time here to share what's something I'm very excited about, whether it's a fire pit, it's a tent, it's a tire, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you supporting the channel. If you found some value with this video, go down below, hit the like button. It only takes a second. It really does help the channel and these videos reach more people. And hit the subscribe button so we get to see more one another. And hit the notification bell so therefore YouTube does its thing when we release a new video. But friends, that is going to be it here for me. I'm going to be shutting out the cameras. Look forward to meeting you one day, and I will see you in the next video.